The sleep paradox. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling, telling yourself, I need to fall asleep right now. You toss, you turn, you anxiously count the hours until morning. But the more you try, the more your mind races, turning rest into an impossible goal. Welcome back to Paradox Stories. In our last episode, we saw how chasing happiness can make it slip further away. Today, we shine a light on another common paradox. The more you try to fall asleep, the more awake you become. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why this happens and gain practical, maybe even paradoxical strategies for finally letting yourself drift off. This paradox plagues countless people every night. Psychologists sometimes call it the ironic process theory. We tell ourselves, go to sleep, stop thinking, relax, but the mind rebels, digging in its heels and refusing to shut down. It's similar to the happiness paradox. The moment you demand a certain mental state, be it joy or sleep, your mind fixates on whether you're achieving it, creating the very tension that blocks what you want. As we'll see, it's not a matter of willpower, but rather a trick of how consciousness works. And just like the Stoic lesson on focusing on what's within our control, letting go of the command to sleep can liberate the mind to rest naturally. Meet Ava, a software developer with a big project deadline and even bigger worries. She's been fighting insomnia for weeks, spurred by late-night brainstorming and stress about her performance at work. Every night, Ava has the same routine: herbal tea, relaxing music, a cozy bed. But as soon as the lights go out, she thinks, I have to sleep right now or I'll be a wreck tomorrow. The worry escalates. Her heart beats faster, her mind races over every undone task, every potential glitch in her project. Ava tries counting sheep. She tries deep breathing exercises. She tries telling herself, don't think about tomorrow's meeting, don't think about it at all. And of course, that only spotlights the meeting in neon lights. After hours of wrestling with her thoughts, she dozes off but wakes up groggy and anxious. One evening, exhausted and desperate, Ava stumbles upon a tip online. Stop forcing yourself to sleep. If you can't drift off, do something else. On a whim, she decides to read a fiction book, something light and entertaining, not related to work. Initially, she feels guilty that she's not trying to sleep. But after a few chapters, she notices her eyes growing heavy, without the inner command of, I must sleep now. Her body relaxes on its own. Eventually, she drifts off effortlessly, book in hand, for one of her best nights of rest in weeks. The following morning, Ava wakes up with a spark of realization. It wasn't the tea, the music, or even the special pillow that mattered as much as letting go of the pressure to sleep. By removing that anxious target of fall asleep or else, she freed her mind to slip naturally into rest. Again, we see a paradox. The less you force yourself to sleep, the easier sleep tends to become. This puzzling dynamic has been studied for decades. Psychologist Daniel Wagner coined the term ironic process theory, explaining how the more we suppress a thought, the more persistently it returns. For instance, when we say, don't think about pink elephants, what's the first thing we picture? Pink elephants. The same principle applies when we say, don't stay awake, or stop worrying. Our brain fixates on exactly what we're trying to push away. Stoicism offers insight here too. As Epictetus taught, it's not things themselves that trouble us, but our judgments about things. If we judge insomnia as a catastrophe, if we fear sleeplessness and demand immediate rest, we effectively chain ourselves to the very anxiety that keeps us awake. Paradoxically, by accepting some wakefulness or redirecting our focus to what we can control, like quiet reading or breathing calmly, our mind can slip into rest more naturally. Let's distill this into clear lessons. Telling yourself, I must fall asleep right now, creates anxiety that disrupts your ability to relax. Consider a gentler approach, accepting wakefulness rather than battling it. Instead of forcing your brain to stop thinking, try a calming alternative. Reading a book, listening to soft music, or journaling. A gentle focus elsewhere can lure the mind toward rest. Like the Stoics, focus on what you can influence, your bedtime routine, your environment, your mindset, rather than demanding instant results. Recognize you don't control the exact moment you fall asleep. A concept from Viktor Frankl. Sometimes intentionally doing the opposite, e.g., telling yourself, try to stay awake, releases the tension around your goal, making sleep more likely. Not sleeping perfectly every night is normal. Perfectionism often ramps up stress. When you allow imperfection, you might find you sleep more soundly overall. Now, consider your own bedtime battles. How often do you lie there, rigid with the thought, I can't afford to stay awake any longer? What might shift if you let go, even slightly, of the self-imposed pressure to fall asleep on command? Instead of locking horns with your restlessness, try a calm, simple activity that doesn't revolve around must sleep now. Then observe whether your body takes the cue to rest more naturally. Let us know your experiences or tips in the comments. By sharing, you might help someone else discover a more peaceful path to dreamland. Thanks for watching this episode of Paradox Stories. If you found it valuable, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future paradoxes that might revolutionize how you think and live. In our next episode, we'll dive into a paradox that strikes at the heart of personal growth. The more you fear making mistakes, the more mistakes you make. It's a universal struggle that affects perfectionists and procrastinators alike. Stay tuned to see how unraveling that contradiction could free you to take bigger, bolder steps forward. This is Paradox Stories, where we explore life's hidden contradictions, blending psychology, Stoic philosophy, and real-life journeys to bring you fresh perspectives. Until next time, may your night be peaceful and your paradoxes enlightening.